All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are here. We are live with none other than Memphis, Tennessee legend. We got Lil Noid, formerly of 3-6 Mafia, right here on the line. How you doing this evening?
Man, what's going on, man? I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I hope everything is all well with you on your end during this terrible pandemic, man. 2020 has not been a good year for us.
Yeah, man, I've been busy with the music. I can't say it's been so bad. I've just been making the best out of it. I just had this verses with Tom Ski, and I had a virtual concert that did pretty good. So I'm just transitioning to where we at now compared to where we just might end up being for quite a while, because I don't think it's going to raise up no time soon.
And sometimes you like you said, you just got to transition into that. And you know what I got to say, you have been quite busy lately. We're connected on Facebook. I've been seeing a lot of this stuff. I actually watched your battle you did with Tom Ski Mask, man. And I got to say, man, I really think you took the W on that one.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it because, like, to be honest with you, bro, like, by me being from 3-6 and by him being from Squeaky Click, we never really talked or even got to know each other just because of that. And to me, I just felt like that was something that we kind of needed to address. It's been long. It's just been so many years. I didn't want to leave it like that. Two great artists from two different sides, and they just didn't deal with each other because of, for whatever reason in the past. I just wanted to overcome that and show that Memphis ain't stuck on stupid shit all the time.
And one thing I do got to ask pertaining to that, because I watched your guys' kind of like pre-press conference type stuff, and one thing I was really wondering, do you guys really have like kind of like a real life type beef? Because like that, I got to say, that press conference, man, really looked like you guys are about to duke it out right there.
You know what it was is just that, like, sometimes as an artist, you don't feel like, I'm pretty sure a lot of artists feel like they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and I'm pretty sure he felt like that, and I felt like that, and that was kind of probably I'm pretty sure that was prevalent in everything that was going on that was being said back and forth. But like I said, not being funny to no degree, like, it was hard when 666 got the flag. It was hard to get it back. To this day, it's still hard to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of like one of those. It was kind of like one of those monopolizing things. Once they began to do it, there was no room for nobody else. And I was just glad to be a part of it.
And Lil Noid, I want to take you back to the beginning, man. I have to ask you, what actually inspired you to get into the music industry?
I had an older cousin. He was a knockout king. Like, he used to just knock grown men out, and he could rap. And he was like a big brother to me, so I kind of admired him. But that was the first time I really wanted to try. Then I met this guy named Madman at Tristan, and they used to beat on the tables and doors in that time, in that era. And he was the first somebody that had that. He would do different beats with different raps, and he would do it on the table, and back to back to back. And I was like, God damn, that's cool. So I tried it, and it was like, man, I don't even know how to explain it to you. The minute I did it, I got it right. You kind of like, and ever since then, I just kind of stuck with it. I met Juicy J on Beale Street one night. We was like 60 deep. We just was without normal being healthy shit, At that time, kicking people's ass was like the thing. I hate to say that, but like that's what it was. It is what it is. You get your ass kicked quick. So, we was at one of those rare moments where we didn't want to pay Juicy. If we had to pay $10 a head, we didn't want to pay $10 a head for 60 people. Get the fuck out of here. So, like, that was my cousin. Like, well, just listen to my little cousin rap, but we're not going to do that. So, from that day forward, he listened to me rap, called me in the club, and that was that on that.
And I gotta ask as well, man. Like, was that the first time that you actually met Juicy J? At the club, or did you meet him before that as well?
No. That's the first time I had. You know what, bro? It's so odd because I never had intentions on meeting him that night at all. I was on the sneak and I was getting with my homeboys, just trying to kick shit. You know how when you young and you just want to get with the guys and you just want to be a tough ass or whatever. And that's all I basically had in mind. I didn't have anything else in mind. I didn't leave the house thinking that. I didn't think, hey, I'm going to go and tell Juice I can rap. You know how guys do now. They send your shit in the inbox. They try to get up with you. They shop themselves. They network. It was nothing like that. I just was with a bunch of fucking dope boys, and they just wasn't going to pay top dollar because they felt like, as individuals, they felt like, shit, I'm Juicy J. That's how they felt.
And I remember actually back in the day, Juicy J dropped Volume 10, Chronicles of the Juice Man, and I have to say, yeah, I believe you had, I think it was like 2 or 3 features on that, man. I gotta say, you guys killed it, man. You guys actually had phenomenal chemistry together.
Yeah, we always have that kind of chemistry. Like I kind of don't know what things went wrong. I wanted to get a little time in prison. When I came back, I don't really know. Like we hadn't had any bad work. For instance, like you might catch Project Pat meet up with Player Fly and they might talk and kick it, but Player Fly literally said out his mouth, "Triple bitch mafia." And whether I'm a man or a gangster, whatever the fuck I call myself, I don't believe in disrespect. So if you disrespect me to the degree where you refer to me as a bitch in front of the public, I can't see nothing that I ever said that was, in any way as bad or as negative as that. Now, I may just personally be a gangster that may do worse than that, but I'm not going to say that in an embarrassing way. I'm not going to try to, air that shit out in front of everybody that me and you have a problem. So I always have wondered, like, I try to talk to Juice several times, but, the powers that be always standing between every time we talk to somebody, it's like a mediator. Always standing in between us, so I'm never able to just freely talk to him. Because we didn't do just music, like we went and did a lot of shit together. We went and fuck girls together. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually went and kicked shit. We went shopping together. You know what I'm saying? We went and kick shit. We didn't really just do music. So to some degree, if you ever see me on social media upset or whatever, I may have probably should have handled it a different way. But I always thought we were better than that. I never thought that we was on in that fucked up time. To this day, I'm still kind of blown away about how he responds to me. Like when I come around, and he's like extra security and shit like that. I'm like, wait, it's just me. But it's never just me, I guess, with him.
And the one thing I do have to ask, and I do want to say this might be kind of controversial, so if you do want to skip it, I'm completely fine with that. But I remember back in March, I was reading a TMZ article about 3 6 Mafia sued supposedly something like jacked our work. I was wondering if you know anything about that and whatnot, and of course what actually transpired to make all that stuff happen.
I don't know exactly how it transpired. I just know I had an issue with a group by the name of Suicide Board. I think Juicy they were signed to Juicy at one point, and they had took one of my songs and redid it, but they weren't difficult to deal with at all. The minute we came to an agreement, we settled up on it. But I'm pretty sure once I researched the group for myself, I noticed a lot of that. But I just, like I said, it's not my place to just point fingers at this and point fingers at that. It's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell policy. But I noticed a lot of that once I did my own research. But like I said, I couldn't just pour nobody coattail on. I just was kind of more so concerned with taking care of what had been invaded on mine.
And also, taking you back to 1995, you actually released the cassette Paranoid Funk, which was actually supported by Juicy J of 3 6 Mafia. I have to ask you, what was the inspiration behind that phenomenal cassette? And of course, how does it feel to have Juicy J support that tape?
The biggest thing about that was that at the time, I had a guy by the name of Blackout, and Blackout was doing music. And I was so afraid at the time with 3 6 Mafia that I was going to fall into this, how can I put this? Sometimes with the Mafia, you can fall into a black hole where the album that they told you is going to come out never seems to come out. But you sell plenty of albums for them, but you never really sell an album of your own, So my biggest thing was to not fall into that black hole. So I found Blackout, and when me and Blackout got together, I had already learned the ins and outs of Juicy J as far as how to get the tape press, where to go, who to sell it, how to sell it, what to go for, the ins and outs of it, the full logistics of it. So I basically just branched out from that point on once I learned what to do. And I think that kind of, by me not, I guess, using every avenue that he may have wanted, I think that may have caused a ripple between how he felt about it and what me and him stood.
And I have to say as well, that cassette was absolutely phenomenal. I have to ask you, I noticed as well that it's actually going to be getting pressed up into vinyl. I want to ask, when will those actually be available?
Oh, they actually been pressed up in vinyl a couple years ago by this company in California. I'm trying to think of the company now. I cannot think of the name of them. We did a deal, and what they did, we did 1,000 of them. And the amazing thing about it is that the 1,000 sold out the first week from iTunes. And it fucked me up because I was like, damn, I just sold 1,000 vinyls on iTunes. What the fuck is going on here? Then I realized the demand for them was unlimited. I mean, the demand for them was a limited edition. But they had made the demand for a limited edition, so that's why they blew up the shelves like hotcakes. Some of those things sell almost $200 now, man, overseas.
Damn, and I gotta say, it's weird though as well. Like less than about 10 years ago, like nobody wanted vinyls. You'd walk into a thrift store, and there'd be stacks and stacks of them. Now it's like everybody wants vinyl. It's weird. It's kind of like times are going backwards.
I did not understand. I'm telling you, I thought it was a joke at first. I know I'm literally telling you I thought this was a joke because my moms and my dad used to listen to those albums. I had those Willie Hutch, Temptations, David Ruffin. I had the ones. Like, I had those where you spin the record. So I was like, hell no, ain't nowhere in the world nobody doing this shit. But just like you said, it's in certain places it's back, and it's back in popular demand. It's back strong.
Most definitely. I gotta say as well, like, to everybody that is listening, make sure you Google that as well. You never know, you might come across it, and they might still have some available. So if you can, Google it and make sure you grab yourselves a vinyl of Lil Noid today.
Make sure you grab that vinyl. I ended up finding an original tape, a P-Funk, and where everything was falling off of it. And I made sure I took that and I made sure I put it up. So I would advise anybody if they run across anything like that to hold on to it, because we're going to increase this catalog and you'll most definitely have some of value to cherish.
And also, back in 2003, I noticed as well that you were actually featured on the song Lifestyles on Kingpin Skinny Pimp's record. I have to ask you, what was it like actually working with Kingpin actually on Code 999?
To be honest with you, man, I've been working with Skinny for so long. I used to actually sell that P-Funk tape to Skinny's girlfriend, Lady B. Skinny was the first one to actually give me advice to step out on my own. He was the first somebody to kind of let me know if you can have greater control over yourself, you should. I learned a lot of things from Skinny, but like I said, Skinny is more so like a businessman. So like, I'm a businessman, and we kind of do business in different ways, I guess you could say. So we really never did much business, but we always kind of connected to try to, just for the betterment of Memphis. If we never did it for no other reason, we always try to prove that we not on what people say we are.
And I gotta say, that was a phenomenal record as well. Do you think they actually might repress that up into vinyl as well?
They should. Now, I would tell you one guy that, that I did, Angry Man, the guy that was on the song with me and China Man, Slim. Now, Slim always was a great person to work with. Like, he was always the motivator. You know what I'm saying? He always could take everybody's angle and bottle it up. Like, everybody might not like each other first, but he always give us something to go off of. We kind of put that to the side, and we still make a good song. So I kind of got that out of him. Because I've been around Skinny for a long time. You know, I even did the Let's Run Train with Carmike at Skinny's auntie's house. You know, so like I said, we never did a lot of business, but like kicking shit, we done a lot of that.
And also as well, I noticed that you actually did some work with a phenomenal underground artist by the name of Little Matt. I was wondering, how did yourself and Little Matt actually meet and get connected?
Oh, Little Matt found me, man. And when he found me, he kind of did a lot of talking about what he wanted to do, and I kind of didn't know where he was going with things. But Matt is a solid guy. Matt is a dedicated guy. Matt will have his family with him, and he'll still be taking care of the business as if he was by himself. And a lot of guys can't take care of business by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what he had to do, I always respected him, because a lot of those things I probably would have got discouraged. You know what I'm saying? But and shout out to Matt, man, for having a strong nature. And shout out to his son, Lil Matt. You know what I'm saying? Because his son most definitely has a little something different in him too.
Because I actually remember you guys actually did a song together titled Money, and I gotta say, you guys did phenomenal on that song. I actually have that spinning in the radio station for about the past 6 months.
Man, we really appreciate that. When I did that song, I think, man, it didn't take me much time to write the verse because, the subject matter was easy. And I think Dude did a good job with the visuals. I wish we could have did a better job with the visuals, but considering the circumstances, we just had to, you know how it is sometimes. You kind of have to work with what you got.
Most definitely, It sounds bad, but sometimes you really just gotta work with what you got. I gotta say, the visuals actually weren't that bad. I've actually seen a lot worse visuals on album covers, to be honest with you.
I'm a stickler though. I'm kind of a perfectionist. I'm very annoying. I can be a very annoying person. Not if you understand me, you love me for that. But if you don't understand me, you may not know how to accept it. So I'm all about. I believe that if we do something, it should always be as unique as we are. I got a rule and a policy. If there's one real nigga in the room, the whole room should be real until he leaves. And I keep that philosophy in everything I do.
And also,
because if I'm great at something, everything in the room should be great until I leave.
And I gotta say, that's actually a great analogy to have.
It keeps you focused on you instead of what's going on around you. It makes you it keeps you in the mirror more so, looking at other people. I like to stay in the mirror sometimes, not so much for vanity, but so I can see me. Because my mama used to tell me all the time, you can't see yourself like other people. And, you can't see yourself from across the room from the side, or you can't see yourself like this or like this. So you have to, your vantage point of self has to be, you got to be very aware of your vantage point. You have to be very aware of self.
And also, back in 2014, you actually released the documentary, My Triple G Mafia Days. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about that documentary. And of course, where can they check it out if they haven't already?
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now, and I'll tell you this, man. I had to do that. So many people were interested, so many people were disappointed, so many people were lost, so many people were in the dark, so many people were confused, and I kind of cleared a lot of things up for people. I think a lot of fans came back considering that they didn't see me give up or let drugs get the best of me. And when I kind of explained to people, like, when I left and went to prison, it was nothing like people thought it was. And I'll be honest to anybody. If you're not a solid person with yourself, you go and do 7 years at 4 or 5 different prisons, you just may lose your mind. I think I spent 2 years on 23 and 1 and just isolated in the cell. Sometimes I went out with Avery Nation by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just. It was always. It wasn't so much of a fear factor. It was always a thing like. I wrote a song called Death Row, and to kind of give you an idea, I was looking at Death Row, and I had an 8-year sentence, and I had realized, that's when I realized things got out of hand. This shit done went too far. I'm looking over at fucking Death Row with an 8-year sentence, and everything I wrote in that song, a person on Death Row that I was able to speak with and talk to would be able to tell me, how would you know these things I'm going through at such a young age? It's like I prophesized it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. It just was it's something that I had to let people know that it wasn't so much as me. It was the elements of everything that I was involved in. And it wasn't sweet. I'm not here to make it sound like it was not sweet at all. It was a rough ride. Like I say, at 130 pounds, that was a rough ride. So that documentary kind of explained to you, what I was actually going through, what I was trying to get back to, but it wasn't cut clean and dry like this.
And also as well, I noticed that your song "Temptation" was actually produced by MC Red Eyes. I was wondering, what's the inspiration behind that phenomenal track, and how did yourself and MC Red Eyes actually meet and get connected?
I think me and Red Eyes met on Facebook some kind of way. I think it was over some music. You know, sometimes the music guys always have the same interest. They kind of think alike. And at that point with Temptation, I used to look at my demographics and stuff all the time, and I had a whole bunch of guys. Then I had a little bit of the youth, but the women is where I kind of noticed that I didn't have the numbers I would have liked to sing. And I was number 2 Tupac, and that's what he rapped for. So I kind of was conflicted there. I'm like, wow, he said he rapped for them. I'm missing them. So let me just try to do that. And that's actually how we came out with Temptation. And Temptation was something that we, man, everything was perfect but the girl. If you notice, she a light-skinned girl, and the rap talks about a dark-skinned girl. Well, the dark-skinned girl that we had, something happened with her baby daddy, and she was, they was actually arguing while we was trying to get her to the set. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we ended up just going with who we went with. But like I said, sometimes you just have to pick up the ball and go.
Most definitely. You know, it's better than rescheduling the video shoot and then having to pay more money to actually get another videographer. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow.
And I'm the king of being able to improvise as long as you give me the tools to do it. I'm not really even big on complaining about too much or nothing. Like if it's a job to get done, I'm just gonna do it. And that's where I always been. I'm not even a big fan of the studio. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think, wow, dog, you don't like dropping? I really don't. Because I'm like one take Jake. I go straight now, do what I got to do, ins and outs. I'm right back out the booth. And people like, I'm actually agitated if you're staring there too long. I get agitated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to perform music. You can see me come alive on stage and give me a microphone. You know what I'm saying? But just like, I don't know, creating it is fun. I like to create it. I like to write it. I like to envision it. I like to picture it. I like to give you the vision of it. But for some, I've been in the studio so many times, and guys, and they kind of dim me down. You go to a studio, you got 10 guys in there, he got 50 guns, he got guns. It's like, man, this shit that got so out of hand. Like, it's just for music. Why do you need a chopper in the booth? I understand now, though, like they will possibly kill each other anywhere. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it don't make me still like it no more.
And the one thing I have to ask you, Lil Noid, is what's next for you? Is there any new projects, anything you have currently in the works that I haven't had, that I didn't touch base on, that you still want to promote, but we still have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody go check out Speak on it. It's on YouTube. I also have another video called Handle That. That's just a fresh video we just did. We have another video called Man Down. That's doing very good right now. Go check out the Lil Noid and Tom Ski battle. The verses between Lil Noid and Tom Ski. Be on the lookout for anything that's coming out in 2021. We have Binghamton and Mitchell Heights, a collaboration. We have a Lil Noid and Blackout collaboration, so we're going to do what we did on P-Funk 1. I don't know what we're going to name it or what we're going to call it, but me and Blackout most definitely have another project that'll drop in 2021 with Terror, Cold Red. Basically everybody from the same player posse. I've been in the works for something with Frazier Boy, T-Rock. Damn, man, it's just it's a lot. But yeah, man, if they can, I want them to make sure they go check the new music out. Make sure they most definitely go check out P-Funk 2. I had a guy named Roman Pratt. He did a great job on the selection for P-Funk 2. We released it. We wasn't going to release it on, just make it an overseas release, or we just released it on tape. Because this was the problem with that one. We really had to go back and find older tracks because people didn't want the new sound, if you understand what I'm saying. They wanted that sound. So he did a great job at going back in time and capturing that sound and helping me being able to relay that sound over to the people in P-Funk too. So shout out to Roman Press for that. Bank Runs too. Another great project. And if you listen to these titles and go check these things out, you'll begin to see like you'll start seeing a whole lot of major artists kind of borrow shit. You know what I'm saying? I just leave it at that. But like a lot of things I've been coming up with lately, like I can tell the recognition has been great. It's been received very well.
And I have to say as well, Lil Noid, like that album is absolutely phenomenal. So I want to encourage everybody as well to actually go out and snag themselves a copy.
Exactly, man. That was one of the funnest albums I ever did because I never knew what creative control was until I actually worked with Blackout because me and Blackout went from scratch on everything. We even had to go borrow a sampler. You know, you kind of sample the little sample machine. We had to go borrow that one night in the cold. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think now it's so overrated. It's so marginalized. There's not, you know, the fun has been taken out of it. You know, like the young guys that do music now, they using my blueprint. You know, the same blueprint they got with 1,000 guns in the video and doing this and doing that and shooting and banging and this and that. And I just didn't have social media, but that's exactly how I got with the group. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just strange to see the same shit, the same elements still apply.
And also, Lil Noid, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that comes on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And of course, if you can, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and of course, all your new and up-and-coming projects if they're not already doing so.
All right, you can find me on Facebook at Chico Sanchez. I think I'm saying that right. My handle on Instagram is Lil_Noid. Let's see, Twitter, it's the same thing. Well, Lil Noid, it's not an underscore, just Lil Noid. YouTube, basically the same thing on every digital outlet, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you look for me at, I should be there. I want to send a shout out to my cousin Young Face. I want to send a shout out to my daughters, my moms, my pop, my nephews, my nieces. These are little crazy people that's been getting on my nerves the past couple of days. My hood, most definitely my hood. I love my hood. I want to give a shout out to my girl. She probably gonna never get a chance to listen to it. So when she get to run her fat mouth later on, I'll be able to have something to hold against her. I want to thank my city, man. I most definitely want to thank all my fans. My fans mean so much to me because it was times that I didn't believe that they did. So a lot of the times, if you see me striving and you see me still doing my thing, you see me in full swing, don't even let me take all the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all gave me everything I needed. You know, whatever I was missing, you just fill me back up and let me know I can do it again, and I'll forever be grateful for it.
And I gotta say, Lil Noid, thank you so much for taking just some time out of your evening and coming on the radio station. I've been a fan for a long time, so I gotta say thank you for everything you've done for hip-hop, man. You most definitely made countless hits for fans like myself for years upon years, so thank you so much, and we most definitely are looking forward to some more hits along the way.
Man, I sure appreciate you guys, and thank you guys with the same amount of energy, man. You just don't know how great it feels to be able to just talk to the ones that you influence and impact the most, just to get that direct. That's why I like shows the most, because you always get that direct gratification. And that's just something that you just can't explain.
And that is most definitely true. Thank you so much again, Lil Noid. And I want to say most definitely have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there in Memphis.
All right, man.